horned owl. They of course got their name for the feather tufts that stick up on top of their head, and that's all they are. They're simply feathers. They're not ears and they're not horns. His ears, believe it or not, are located at the edge of his facial disc, same as where our ears are located. And believe it or not, if you're a great horned owl, you have something called asymmetrical hearing. And what that means is one ear's up here and the other ear's down here. And that is perfect for sound locating your prey. Now, us humans, we have symmetrical hearing. Our ears line up, not the great horned owl. Now, believe it or not, that asymmetrical hearing is very, very important, because what it does is it helps them to sound locate their prey, so they actually use that when they're hunting. Now, you guys are thinking, holy smokes, how do they use their ears for hunting? Believe it or not, they use the shape of their face to capture their prey. What? They use their face to capture their prey? That's really weird. I'm going to show you guys how it works. Are you ready? All you have to do is participate in an unscientific experiment, but don't worry, it doesn't hurt and it's really cool. The shape of his face is called a facial disc. So the shape of his face is helping him hunt. Here we go. This is how it works. All you guys have to do is take both your hands and shape them in the shape of a cup, kind of like you're going to scoop water. Ready? Take your cupped hands, put them behind your ears, and you're done. You guys will notice that my voice just got a lot louder. You just created your own facial disc, just like what Owen, the great horned owl, has naturally. My voice is caught in your hand, the sound's amplified, and the sound, of course, goes right into your ear. That gives this bird one of the best senses of hearing on the planet. It also allows him to use his sense of hearing when he's hunting. Now, have a look at the size of his eyes. Do you see how huge they are? If you look close, they're the same size as my eyes, or your eyes. But if you look close, you'll notice how much larger my skull is. I've got this big head, regular size eyeballs. He has these huge eyeballs and a really puny skull. Believe it or not, there's not too much room in that skull for anything more than those really big eyeballs. There's no extra room, believe it or not, for anything but a really small bird brain and those big eyeballs. There's no room even for the eye muscles that us humans have that allow us to stand in one spot. I can look at you guys over there. I can look at you guys over there. I can look at you guys. I can look up and down. I can even cross my eyes. A great horned owl cannot do that. Their eyes are so large, there's no room in that skull for any of those eye muscles. So their eyes are what's called fixed in their sockets. So a great horned owl can always only stare straight ahead. If he wants to look to the right, he has to move his head to do it. If he wants to look to the left, he has to move his head. If he wants to look up or down, anywhere he wants to look, he's got to move his head because his eyeballs are stuck, always looking straight ahead. You guys might be thinking, oh man, he's got a tiny brain, he can't move his eyeballs around, that's terrible. Don't worry, Mother Nature figured it all out. To make up for that, they do have amazing neck mobility. But no, they cannot spin their head all the way around like Chucky. They can, however, turn their head, are you ready? All the way around to the other shoulder. That's pretty cool. Myself as a human, on a good day anyways, I can make it to one shoulder. The great horned owl can continue all the way around and look at you guys over there. Isn't that crazy? What sort of prey species or what sort of dinner, lunch, and breakfast is he catching in the Ottawa area? Well, he's a fantastic predator. Believe it or not, the great horned owl can capture all sorts of different creatures, including, are you ready? Canada geese, possums, raccoons, porcupines, plenty of mice as well. Now, do you guys think Owen is kind of cute? He's pretty cute, isn't he? There's a reason for that. On every single feather on his body, he's got a little hook or barb. If you look close, it looks like the teeth of a comb. Can you see that? Okay. Every single feather on his body has that little fringe, okay? It looks like the teeth of a comb, makes him look cute and fluffy looking, but that's not the reason. What it does is, it actually serves the purpose. It gives him totally silent flight. So when he flies at night in total darkness, he flies in total silence. Isn't that awesome? So it's a bird with a wingspan of about 3.5 feet. So imagine having the stealth to be able to sneak up on your prey. Absolutely fantastic. So not a noise does this bird make. Absolutely cool. Now, remember Ontario's earliest nesting bird. Very, very important to, especially in the Ottawa area. You guys know all about February winters, especially this past one. Well, if you look close, you can see how very well designed this bird is, because he's fully covered in feathers from the tips of those feather tufts all the way down to those very long, sharp talons. So you can see it is a bird that is very, very well designed for a cold Ottawa winter. Believe it or not, if you take all the feathers on the great horned owl's body and you put them over here, and all the bones over here on a scale, his feathers weigh more than his bones. Isn't that crazy? The beautiful great horned owl, of all Ontario's earliest nesting bird, found right here in the Ottawa area. Okay. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay. Now, I'm not being rude showing you his backside. I actually want you to check out his tail. Most specifically, the color of it. Because this awesome hawk is named after the color of his tail. Any guess what kind of hawk is this? I like to call this bird the highway bird because I always see it when I drive along the highways. Actually, not just even in southern Ontario, right across our magnificent country. Any clue what kind of bird we're talking about here, guys? Yep. It's a hawk, and it's named for the color of his tail. So it's, how about a brick red? Very good guess. It looks sort of brown, but how about a brick red color? Sort of? Yeah. So this is called the red-tailed hawk. So this is the common species that is found if you do any driving at all. Perched on lampposts, perched on fence posts when you're driving along the highway. If you're a farmer, you know this bird. This is the bird that's out when you're out disking or out haying, that is standing there very, very patiently waiting for ground-running prey to run by. This is an awesome species of bird. I just got to figure out where it is. Oh, over here. It is a very cool medium-sized hawk. To recognize it in the wild, all you have to do is look for a medium-sized hawk with a creamy white chest, a brown speckled necklace, looking like they're wearing a pair of pants. And if they are over the age of 1, they get beautiful brick red colored tail. Sadie! Yeah, you guys, he sees where I am now. If you guys check him out, you will notice, first of all, they're very calm. Well, he's very calm. He's pulling his foot up like he's going to go to sleep. They're very, very calm, patient hunters. So typically what they do is they perch on top of a lamppost or a fence post, and they stand there patiently waiting all day for ground-running prey to run by. So, that's awesome. That means I know he's getting ready to go. He'll check all you guys out when he gets comfortable. Off he will come to me. So, that's a good sign. Okay, so this guy is a sprinter. You guys, this is a sprinter in the world of birds of prey. So they're really fast and really maneuverable over a short distance. Mother Nature's designed them really well. They have short paddle-like wings and a nice long tail. So those short paddle-like wings allow them to go really fast over a short distance, and that long tail acts like a rudder, just like on a boat, very appropriate for today, to steer and maneuver them. They also use that to put on the brakes. You'll notice when he lands on my glove, he'll fan out his tail. That's how he slows himself down. The older the red-tailed hawk gets, the darker their eyes become. Sadie here, believe it or not, is 17 years old. So he is a nice older bird. Come on there, big boy. And you can see, calm, patient hunter, they do not miss a thing. They have amazing eyesight. They check out absolutely everything. It's probably looking at that main cow out there going, what? Come here then, buddy. Okay. Now, plentifully found all over this area. In the world of birds of prey, it's really, really difficult to tell the difference between the boys and the girls. This is what a male or a boy red-tailed hawk looks like. This is what a girl red-tailed hawk looks like. They look exactly the same. There is no way to tell the difference at all, unless you're a vet, because everything's internal, so you can't peek. Totally different from our songbirds, of course, where the males are much more brilliantly colored, so they can attract themselves a good-looking female. In the world of birds of prey, for the most part, the girls look exactly the same as the boys. There's no way to tell. So, how do I know that this is the boy? I guess I could wait to see if he laid an egg or not. There is a way you can tell, actually. For the most part, believe it or not, listen up, ladies, because in the world of birds of prey, the girls are bigger than the boys. That's how you tell the difference. And it's not by a little, it's by a lot. This fella here, and I know he's got a girl's name, yes, we did call him Sadie, because he didn't grow anymore. There's only one chick, just him in his clutch of eggs that hatched. So, he weighs in, believe it or not. Maybe I should ask you guys, do you think you can guess how much he weighs? Ballpark idea? I'm going to give you a hint, lots of others. 50 or 15? 15, what do you think? 8? What do you think? How much do you think he weighs? 9? Anyone else? How much? Pound and a half? What do you think? He's a boy with a girl's name. We tried to change his name back to a boy's name, but we were calling him Sadie for too long. And now it's been 17 years worth of calling him Sadie, so I just can't, so I gotta explain it every single time. I tried to call him Sid and other S names, but there I am standing out there calling Sadie, and then I'm like, what? So I gotta explain it. Yep, Sadie the male red-tailed hawk. Believe it or not, he weighs in at just under a pound and a half. To be specific, 651 grams this morning. We weigh our birds every single day. Now, a female is about 3 pounds, so quite significantly larger. But an awesome species found right here in the Ottawa area. Very cool. Okay. I know. Now, most of you guys, or maybe some of you guys, might be thinking, oh my gosh, it's a vulture. Because it looks like a vulture, doesn't it? This is a beautiful barn owl, believe it or not. Oh, a big stretch. He's stretching and growing so fast. Yep, he's stretching. Okay, just stay where you are, you guys, okay? Now, the barn owl, believe it or not, has the best sense of hearing existing on our planet. Stretch the other side as well. Now, if you look at him closely, oh, and you'll probably go to the bathroom. Next. If you look closely, you can see that very, very well-pronounced facial disc. And again, that's the shape of his face, just like the great horned owl. But this fella has a very, very well-pronounced facial disc, and that's what gives him one of the best senses of hearing existing on the planet. Again, asymmetrical hearing, so he can pinpoint or sound locate prey. When he moves his head back and forth, he's catching all the different noises and sounds. You can see his feathers are just coming out of the shaft. It looks like a straw, and the feathers unfurl.